Nstv News Hour. I am Mustapha Oyinkansola. Here are the news in details. Borders should be closed, says Ogun State Speaker Elemide. Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Daisy Elemide, has shown his weight behind the federal government on border closure. The speaker emphasized the necessity of such measures to record economic development, highlighting examples of developed nations like India and Singapore. Elemide pointed out that these countries have proposed by closing their borders. He expressed concerns about smuggling, citing instances where restrictions were circumvented, leading to challenges such as imported rice entering through ports instead of closed borders. Elemide drew attention to global issues, stating, "In Great Britain, there is a cry for food. In India, they are grappling with rising food prices. And even the Cubans are demonstrating for reasons related to food." He emphasized the impact of closed routes from Asia on imports, recalling a time when local farming thrived and farmers cultivated crops like tomatoes without the need for northern food. He shared a practical example of purchasing a cutlass for 6,000 naira, cultivating a farm and selling tomatoes as a profit, highlighting the resilience of agriculture and the potential of sustainability. He said, "My stand, personally, is that the border should be closed because we cannot progress if borders are not closed." Eid-ul-Fitr, Ogun Police assures maximum safety. The police in Ogun State has granted residents of the state of smart policing of the nooks and crannies of Ogun State for the duration of the Eid-ul-Fitr celebration. In a press statement signed by SP Omolola Oduntola, the Police Public Relations Officer PPRO, Ogun State Police Command Headquarters Elewieran, the police said that as devout Muslims mark the end of the 30 days Ramadan fasting with the celebration of Eid-ul-Fitr, the Ogun State Police Command has encapsulated its operation under specifically to commemorate the yearly celebration with audacious support and safety measures articulated to ensure the citizens of Ogun State have a peaceful Eid during and after the celebration. Omolola assured the policemen have been drafted to man critical flashes points, and it has been evident from the 8th of April 2024 with every presence of security personnel conducting barricaded stop and stop searches in areas like Kempta, Bamboo, Onigari, Odeda, Long Bridge, Alakpako, Ogunmakin, Foursquare, Straight Gate. The command appealed for the cooperation from residents as police presence will be strongly felt in those places. Eid-ul-Fitr, Ogun government distributes reusable materials to less privileged. Ogun State government has flagged off the distribution of reused materials to the less privileged in the state, putting smile on their faces of those who celebrated this year's festive period of Easter and others marking at the end of Ramadan fasting with Eid-ul-Fitr on Wednesday and Thursday. The distribution, according to Prince Dako Abiodun's administration, is part of its all-inclusive social contract with its peoples, especially the less privileged in the state. The reused items were donated from the state government earlier launched Renew and Use Waste agenda, which called on residents of the state to donate items they consider waste and might be useful to others, especially in the vulnerable people in the society. Adhere to lessons learned during the month of Ramadan as a pillar of Islam, Lanre Adegboyega. The Nstv Board of Directors has congratulated Muslims nationwide on the auspicious occasion of Eid-ul-Fitr celebration. Lanre Adegboyega, the Chief Operation Officer, in a statement, urging them to adhere to the lessons learned during the month of Ramadan as a pillar of Islam. He highlighted its role in enhancing spiritual well-being and renewing faith in Allah through sacrifice and adherence to the teachings of the Quran. He underscores the importance of the self-discipline and reflection during this holy month, urging Muslims to draw lessons from the spiritual and strive for a life of piety. Lanre Adegboyega called Muslim community to continue praying for peace across the nation. As we mark this year's Eid al-Fitr, therefore, we should further resolve not to deviate from the lessons of the Ramadan, the virtues of Islam and the commandments of Allah. If we do this, we are sure that we have played some of the roles as expected of us as a citizen for a greater Nigeria. As we celebrate, I want to urge us all to continue to pray for our country and its leaders. Avoid anger and frustration during conflict, says Nwokolo. In an interview session on Nstv with Mr. Nwokolo Ernest on journalism explained this. He said it is quite unfortunate for a man to have butchered his wife in the holy month of Ramadan, the month of spiritual exercise. He cited anger and frustration as one of the main reasons and should be avoided during conflict. So in such situation, you should stay calm and keep away from objects at home. He also talked about the Bobrisky controversy and how his act is convincing in nature and it's not being allowed by the Nigerian culture. It can also be something that is being born with and now acted upon when grown up so they can hardly be blamed. And that is it on Nstv News Hour. I am Mustapha Oyinkansola. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.